Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. You read the title, I quit my job and ran away to Scotland for 3 days. I feel like I need to add a bit of context here. So I have been working in the same place since December and I have not been enjoying it for about a month, 2 months now. Like I have really hated it. I don't know why I'm speaking as if I still work there because I don't. And I'd already handed my notice in. I handed my notice in on around the 16th of August and it was already going to be my last day. This was Saturday. It was already going to be my last day. But I just had like a really bad day. Well, I had a bad 2 weeks. Like I haven't been, like, I'm sort of okay now, but like I wasn't really sleeping properly. I just was not able to concentrate. I went on a trip to London with my friend and I left my phone at home. I got to the train station and my phone was at home. My cards on my phone, like my rail cards on my phone. What was I supposed to do? I can't go to London if I haven't got my phone because I can't even buy my train ticket. So I had to go back home and get that. Like this is how bad, I was. My concentration was just not there. I was not sleeping. I was very stressed. Like I have never been as stressed in my life as I have been over the past 2 weeks. And this was kind of the breaking point where I just thought I need to get away. Like I can't just go home and relax. Like I'm not going to relax. I'm just going to keep stressing. I need to be somewhere different. I need a change of scenery. And I'd already almost, I didn't do this because I just would not be able to. I hate calling in sick just for the sake of it. But I nearly booked, to miss my last shift, I nearly booked a hotel just in London to just get a night away. And I would have missed my shift. But I didn't do that. I went in. So I'd already sort of had the thought of I need to get away. And my mum's friend came to pick me up and I said, can we just go to the train station? I really want to go back to Edinburgh. Because Edinburgh's always been, well not always been, but I've been 3 times now over my gap year. But it's always been somewhere where I feel a lot calmer, I feel a lot happier. And when I'm sad, I think about Edinburgh. So I was like, I'm going to go to Edinburgh. And I go on my phone and I go on booking.com and I look up my favourite hotel, which is now no longer my favourite hotel, but I'll get into that more later. And it was really cheap, like not as cheap as when I went in March because obviously it's a bit more peak times, but to go from Sunday to Tuesday was cheaper than I had expected. And I did technically have the money, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I go on Trainline. Okay, the train ticket is not as expensive as I expected. I'll do it. So we drive to the train station and I go to get my ticket. I realise my rail card's expired, so we go on a little adventure trying to renew my rail card. That didn't end up happening. I ended up having to pay the full fare, which made it not as cheap as I hoped, but my mum's friend did help me out a bit with the cost there, and our train got delayed anyway, so I got a refund on that. I need to sort that out, but I should be getting a refund on my ticket anyway, so it's fine. It wasn't too bad financially. So I wanted to get away as soon as possible, so I booked the first train out the next day. I booked the 5 AM from my home to go to King's Cross. I got the first train into Edinburgh from King's Cross on Sunday morning. I didn't sleep. Like I got up at 2 in the morning and I was like, I'm gonna go back to sleep. And then I got distracted and I ended up not being able to go back to sleep again. I was stressed. So I just was like, screw it, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to just pack, make breakfast, sort everything out, have a shower, and I'll just go. I got on this train. I was the only one on the train for a lot of the journey, and then a bunch of people got on as we were getting closer to London. Got to King's Cross. King's Cross was surprisingly busy. I have a little bit of a tradition when I do long distance train journeys where I always get the same food and the same meals in the same place. So I did all of that. I got on the train and at this point I hadn't even processed the fact I was going to Edinburgh because I just hadn't planned it. I'm just sitting here on the train like, oh my god, I'm actually doing this. This is stupid. This is a stupid idea. What am I doing? And as I booked last minute, I was stuck with a really bad seat. I was sat in the aisle, on not on the wrong side, but when you're going up to Edinburgh, you go like along the coast because I go London North Eastern Railway. Obviously you can also go like Avanti West Coast cross country. I get the LNER. You got the view of the coast. I was not on that side. I was on the other side and I was in the aisle seat. The person next to me seemed nice enough. We did not talk because I just have my headphones on. But yeah, I ended up being able to move about halfway through. It was a great journey actually. I just listened to my music, I did a bit of my uni reading, and it hadn't really sunk in that I was actually going up to Scotland until I got there. And I went straight to the hotel, and this is where the disappointment started a bit because I've stayed in this hotel every time I've gone up there. It's pretty cheap, but it's usually really nice as well. I've always, my room's always been clean, it's a good size, I got a bath. It's like a lot of hotels you just have showers. It's in a good location. I get to my room It looks very tired and worn, and it's a little bit dirty, and there was a bug in the bathroom, like bugs, and it was scary and I didn't like them. And then the tap broke. I went to wash my hands and the tap broke, and I was like, oh no, what do I do? So I had to go tell them that the tap broke in my room, and the light wasn't working properly, and the room kind of smelt, but it was fine. You know, I'm only there for 2 nights and I booked it last minute, so I probably got stuck in the worst room. And it wasn't that expensive, so it's fine. But it's not my favourite hotel anymore. I'm not staying there again. And then I was like, I'm going to go to the art gallery, because I absolutely love the Scottish National Gallery. They have some really good stuff. I'll put some pictures here of some of my favourite paintings. I walked around there for a little while. And when I solo travel, I always have a little soundtrack going on. So as I say, I've still got my headphones on and I'm listening. I'm like got it in my head now. I'm listening to this kind of depressing music and just looking at these paintings. And I love solo traveling because I get so lost in my thoughts. It's insane. I was so zoned out. There was like no focus here whatsoever, but I just felt great about it. And then I went to the Writers' Museum for a bit, and I went to my favourite cafe, which is the Hideout Cafe. It's near Edinburgh Castle. Shout out to them, really good cafe. They sell honey cake, and nowhere sells honey cake, and I was really craving it. So I went and got some honey cake, I got a latte. I have not drank more coffee in one day than I drank on that day. As I say, I've been up since 2 in the morning. I must have had about 5 or 6 coffees in a day, and it was not good, not healthy, but it was fine. So I kept getting coffee throughout the day. And then after that, I just went for a little wander, I think. I didn't want to pay to go into anywhere because I did not budget for this trip. The money in my savings was meant to be uni money, so I ended up spending a bit of it on this trip. But I didn't want to spend too much while I was out there, so I tried not to. I just went around the shops, and then I went and sat in Princes Street Gardens. It was really sunny while I was there, which I wasn't very happy about because I like it when it's rainy and cold, but it just felt like as I was leaving it got really rainy, and just before I got there it was really rainy, but while I was there it was really sunny, so I think that was the universe trying to tell me something. I just went and sat in Princes Street Gardens, did a bit of my uni reading, just enjoyed the sunshine, the sound of the fountain. It was brilliant, loved it. Again, got pictures of that here. Went for dinner at my favourite Ask Italian at the end of Princes Street. Really love it there. They're really friendly. I was just having a little chat with them while I was there as well about how absolutely crazy it was that I left work and decided to go to Edinburgh the next day completely unplanned, but how it was the best idea ever. And then I did a ghost tour. I did, the first time I went up there I did the ghost bus tour. This time I was like, I'm going to do a walking tour. And it was pretty good. I was really tired, so I don't think I was really paying attention enough to what was actually going on. I can't actually remember anything that they told us, except for there was apparently a cobbler who was like friendly or something like that. I was really tired, but again, I had a little conversation before I started with the people that were running the tour, and they were really lovely, and we were all like, yeah, that's insane. You literally just left your job and came to Edinburgh, and it was great. Walked back to the hotel, probably not the safest behaviour on my part. It was 10 o'clock at night, still had my headphones on. Walked 20 minutes back to the hotel. I was like, tomorrow I'm going to try something different. I've been to Edinburgh, I've been to St Andrews, I've been around a lot of Scotland really. I've been quite a few times. But I've never, well, I had been apparently, but I don't remember going. So I haven't been to Stirling. So I was like, I'll go to Stirling, I'll go check out Stirling Castle. So went up to Stirling the next day by train. Again, I was really tired. I actually slept really well that first night in the hotel. I was just really, really tired. Like I was more tired then than when I got up at 2 AM. So I think that was just the lack of sleep that was starting to catch up with me, because I did actually get a good night's sleep. So I got a coffee before I got on the train, obviously. I drank a coffee in the hotel room as well. So we're already on coffee number 2 at like 10 in the morning. I got up there and I decided to just have a little wander. I was going to head towards the castle. And then I stopped at a coffee shop and had coffee number 3. It was good coffee. I just did a bit of my uni reading again. It was a really nice atmosphere in there. I'll put some pictures, and if I can remember the name of the cafe, I'll put that here as well. And I did a bit of my, uni reading. It was really nice, fairy lights all around, and then I decided to go up to the castle. I spent about 3 hours there. A lot of that was just spent staring out at the hills, the highlands. It was so pretty. It's honestly, it's beautiful. And I spent a lot of time just walking around reading all of the signs for everything, and just kind of soaking in the atmosphere a bit. And yeah, so I spent quite a while there. I went and sat in the garden, did a bit more of my uni reading, and then went to the cafe for coffee number 4. After that, I wandered around Stirling for a little bit, but a lot of the attractions cost money, and again, I didn't want to spend too much, so I kind of just got an earlier train back to Edinburgh and thought, you know what, I'll just go sit down in the park, well, not the parks, Princess Street Gardens, I'll sit there for a bit again. So I went down, sat down, did a bit of reading. At this point, it's like 6 o'clock at night. I still want another coffee, so I went back to Ask Italian for my dinner again, had more conversations with them, and had another coffee with my dinner. Was that coffee number 4? Coffee number 5? I was really tired, so I ended up, because I was kind of, there's part of me that wanted to do the Ghost Bus tour again, or at least just wander around, grab a drink somewhere, but I was just so tired. I went to Boots or Tesco, somewhere that was still open. I just got some like bath soak, and I was like, I'm just gonna relax, gonna chill, just enjoy the hotel. I did not enjoy the hotel. Whoever was in the room above me was stomping about until about 2 in the morning. I did not sleep at all again, but this time it wasn't because I was stressed, it was because there was so much noise going on around me. I must have got about 3 hours sleep. I gave up on sleeping about 6 in the morning, checked out of the hotel early but left my bags there. I went to that cafe I went to on the first day, sat there for a couple of hours, and then I went to the National Museum of Scotland, went around there for about an hour. Spent a bit of time on the top floor, because every time I've gone before, I've never actually really gone up to the top floor, so I was like, I'll spend a bit of time there, I'll have a little look around. I was going to go back to the Writers' Museum because I only had a brief look on the first day because they were about to shut, but they were shut again, so I didn't get to go around the Writers' Museum. There was a part of me that really wanted to walk down the Royal Mile, and I wanted to go check out Portobello Beach, but I just did not have the time because my train home was at 2 p.m. So I just kind of wandered around again, sat in Princess Street Gardens again. Really, it was quite a relaxing trip, not something that I'd normally do. Normally I'm very full on, I like to do loads of things in each day, but I just wanted to take it a bit slower. And I really think it helped getting away. I don't know if I'd encourage acting on the impulse to just book the first train out to Scotland when something upsets you, but also I would recommend it. I didn't want to come home. I was literally sitting there on the train home. I was like, can something happen to this train? Like, can we just get, can the train get cancelled? Can we get delayed? Can we get stuck? I don't want to go home. The train was ahead of schedule. We got back 5 minutes early, which is rare for the LNER. No offence to the LNER, I do love them, but we are almost always delayed. And I actually made a train earlier than my connecting train because we were early. Normally I miss my connection, and because where I live, you don't have to get the specific time train. Obviously with the intercity ones, if you miss your connection, you're screwed. With these ones, it doesn't matter, you just get the one before or after. But normally I miss the one I meant to get. This time I got the one earlier than the one I was meant to get, which was convenient, but not good because I didn't want to come home. Yeah, I packed, oh my gosh, my packing skills were not good. I just chucked everything I could find into a rucksack, so I was not packed for the weather at all. I wasn't expecting it to be sunny, I was expecting it to be rainy because that's what the forecast told me. So I brought some light knitwear, like thick tights, that kind of stuff. I was so hot, it was way too hot. It was really sunny. Why was it so sunny? But yeah, it was fine. I sort of sorted it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't plan to go. I got home before I even processed the fact that I'd gone. But I would so do that again. That was great. Great fun. Loved it. I love travelling by myself because you just really can just sit there and think. You can go at your own pace as well. I tend to go places quite quickly. I don't like spending ages in a place, but equally if I want to spend ages somewhere, I like having that option. So I did spend quite a while in that cafe on that last day because I just really enjoyed the atmosphere. It's the same with the Starbucks on Princess Street. There's you can see the castle from the window, which was quite nice. And I just kept treating myself to like little cakes, little pastries, little weird foods. I had this really nice, I think it was like a chocolate and caramel cake. I had that from one of the stands in Princess Street Gardens, and that was really tasty. I said that really weird. But yeah, I think I do want to go back up to Scotland again at some point. But I want to go further north. I just keep going back to Edinburgh. I feel like I've already kind of seen everything there. That's where I've skipped some bits. I obviously didn't go to the castle or anything. I've already done all that. But yeah, I think running away to Scotland was the best thing I've ever done. And obviously I quit my job as well. I was already planning on leaving my job. But there was a bit of relief sort of knowing that I wasn't going to come back and go to work. Like, I just don't want to go back to that job at all. I will get a different job, it's fine. I'm going to uni in a month anyway, which I will be making some videos about at some point, as well as some tips on solo travelling and some tips on self-teaching in A-level, because I did that, and I did actually film that video, but then I don't like it, so I'm going to refilm that video. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Maybe I won't do any more silly spontaneous trips like this again, but that was really fun and I would recommend running away to Scotland anytime something upsets you. Anyway, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to see next, or if you have any questions. I'll see you next time.